Have you ever wondered why old people say, do not look into a mirror at night? In our village, the elders always cover every mirror once the sun goes down. At first, I thought it was just one of those silly rules like, don't sweep at night or don't whistle in the dark. But that was before everything changed. That was before I saw the thing inside the mirror. My name is Ifeanyi, and I was just 11 years old when it happened. That night, the moon was full and bright, shining like a silver plate in the sky. Mama had gone to help deliver a baby in the next compound. Papa was away in the city, and my elder sister, Amaka, was fast asleep on her mat, snoring like a tired goat. I was not sleepy. I sat in the corner of the room, reading a comic book. The candle beside me flickered as if it was afraid. Suddenly, a cold breeze blew in through the window, even though we had closed it tight. Maybe it's from under the door, I thought. Then I remembered Mama forgot to cover the big mirror in our sitting room. It stood tall in the corner, just beside Papa's chair. The cloth we usually use to cover it was still folded on the table. I stood up slowly. My heart began to beat like the talking drum at naming ceremony. Something in me said, don't go near it. But another part said, you are not a baby, Ifeanyi. It's just a mirror. When a child says his mother will not sleep, he too will not sleep. I tiptoed into the sitting room. Everything was quiet, too quiet. Even the cricket had stopped singing. As I reached for the clothes to cover the mirror, I looked into it just for a second. Just 1 second. And that is when I saw it. Not my reflection. No. I saw someone else. A tall, dark figure standing behind me in the mirror. But when I turned around, nobody was there. Chai! My legs started shaking, like dry leaves. I looked again. This time, the figure in the mirror was smiling. But not a normal smile. Its mouth stretched from one ear to the other. Its eyes were black, like holes in the ground. Its head tilted slowly to the side, as if it wanted to ask me something. Then it raised its hand and waved at me. Jesus! I screamed and ran back to the room, jumping over Amaka like a frightening rabbit. She woke up with a start. Ifeanyi, what is it? She asked. I couldn't even speak. I was shaking from my head to toe. She followed me to the sitting room with a lantern. But when we got there, the mirror was empty, just me and her. Are you sure you saw something? Amaka asked. I nodded fast. It waved at me. It smiled. Amaka didn't laugh. Instead, she quietly picked up the clothes and covered the mirror. Mama always says, mirrors are like doors, she whispered. At night, they open for things we don't see in the daylight. That was when we heard it. Knock, knock, knock. The door creaked softly even though nobody was outside. The candle in the sitting room blew out on its own. The mirror under the clothes began to hum, slow and deep, like a talking drum in the morning. Amaka grabbed my hand. Don't look at it again, she cried. Let's go back inside. As we ran back into the room and locked the door, we heard footsteps, slow and heavy, walking across the sitting room floor. When the drum changes its beats, the dancer must also change its steps. We hid under our mother's wrappers and prayed with all our hearts. But that night didn't end like any other night at all. When Mama returned that morning, Her wrapper was stained with dust and sweat. She looked tired, but the moment she saw our faces, our wide, scared eyes, and shaking hands, she dropped her basket. Ifeanyi, Amaka, what happened? She cried, rushing to us. We both started talking at once. I told her about the things I saw in the mirror, the dark figure, the smile, the wave. Amaka added how the candle went off by itself and how we had footsteps even though no one was there. Mama's face changed. Her eyes widened, her lips parted, but no sound came out. She softly turned her head towards the sitting room. The mirror, she whispered. She didn't say anything more. She walked quietly into the sitting room, untied the wrapper, and dropped to her knees. Chimo, she cried, raising her hands. I told Papa to throw that mirror away. When she turned to us with a voice like thunder, did I not tell you? Mirrors are not just glass. They are eyes. They are doors. They are things, and things see through them. I swallowed hard. My chest felt heavy. Mama, when did I wake up? I asked. Mama stood up slowly. She didn't answer right away. She walked to the small wooden cupboard where she kept Papa's old Bible and a black leather bag. From the bag, she brought out three things: a small bottle with white chalk inside, a dried leaf wrapped in red thread, and a round mirror smaller than her palm, but cracked like a dry harmattan leaves. She placed them gently on the table and looked at us. There is a story my grandmother told me, she began, her voice slow and shaky. In our village, long ago, there was a woman named Ojiogu. She was the first to bring a mirror to this village. The mirror came from the white people. She said it was magic, and people came from far and wide to look at their faces. But one night, she forgot to cover it, and everything crossed over. My heart was beating fast. I leaned closer. What crossed over, Mama? A spirit, she said. It lives in the world behind glass. And when you looked into a mirror at night, especially alone, you are not just seeing yourself, you are giving it a path. Amaka began to cry silently. I felt something cold crawled across my skin like ants. They said Ojiogo disappeared. Mama continued. They searched the whole village for her. But do you know where they found her? I shook my head. In the mirror. Her eyes were wide open, her mouth screaming, but no sound came out. Ah, when an elder tells you not to touch fire, it's not because the fire hates you, it's because it burns. Mama took the bottle of white chalk and started marking the four corners of the room. Ifeanyi, you are not a curse, she said, but you have opened a door that must be closed. She lit a bundle of dry leaves and let the smoke fill the room. The scent was sharp, like bitter leaf mixed with pepper and dust. We sat on the mats, holding each other as the smoke cycled us. Mama began to chant words I had never heard before. Her voice sounded far away, like it was floating. Just then, the mirror under the clothes in the sitting room made a sound. Tap, tap, tap. It was like fingernails scratching from the inside. Amaka screamed. I nearly fainted. Mama didn't stop chanting. She got up, held the bottle of white chalk, and walked towards the mirror. She reached out, and suddenly the mirror began to bulge, like something was pressing from inside. The cloth over it lifted silently, just a corner, and I saw the smile again, that terrible wide smile. Mama shouted something in a strange tongue and threw the chalk dust at it. Boom! A loud bang shook the house. The window shattered. The mirror fell and cracked into pieces. And then, silence. Only the sound of our heart beating. Mama stood still, her tears rising and falling. Her eyes were mixed on the broken glass. Her voice was low when she finally spoke. This is not over. She turned to us, her hands shaking. There is something left behind. Mama stared at the broken mirror pieces. She bent slowly, picked up one sharp piece, and turned it in her fingers. Her hand trembled. Ifeanyi, Amaka, she said without looking at us. This mirror didn't just show you the spirit. It left a piece of itself behind. I stepped closer, scared but curious. Mama, what did you mean? She looked up at me, her eyes tired and sad. Do you feel cold in your chest? Yes. Since last night, it feels like something is sitting on my chest. Mama nodded. That is it. It is inside you now. Ewo, Amaka cried. Is my brother going to die? No, Mama said quickly. Not if we do what must be done. She asked me to sit. She placed a broken piece on my palm, and with a stick of white chalk, she drew symbols on the floor, circled the lines that made no sense to me. She opened her black leather bag and brought out a small red cloth with something tied inside. A drop of your blood is needed, she said gently. I hesitated, then I nodded. She pricked my finger with a sharp pin. I winced as the blood dropped onto the red clothes. At once, the clothes twisted like something was moving inside. Mama placed the mirror piece in the center of the chalk circled and began to chant. The hair grew thick again. The room turned dark, even though the windows were closed. Suddenly, the mirror shivered. In my hand, the coldness in my chest rose like smoke. I coughed hard. Then I screamed. I saw the shadow again, not in the room, but inside my own eyes, like it was looking through me from the other side. Mama is back, I cried. She didn't stop chanting. The red clothes started to burn without fire. The broken mirror began to melt. A black smoke burst from my mouth, and poof, the mirror exploded into dust. Everything went quiet. The hair cleared, and I could breathe again. Mama collapsed beside me. It is gone, she whispered, at least for now. I sat on the floor, weak and shaking. Amaka hugged me tightly. But Mama, will it come back? I asked. Mama nodded slowly. It always tries when the mirror is left uncovered. She turned to both of us, her voice strong again. This is why we cover mirrors at night, not because we are afraid, but because we know what lies beyond the glass. A child who listens to warnings will not eat sorrow for dinner. From that day on, we never left a mirror uncovered. We even stopped using mirror after sunset. Mama said some doors are better left shut because not everything that smiles is your friend. Moral of the story: not all traditions are just old stories. Some are warnings. Listen to your elders. Respect the things you don't understand, because sometimes it's not just glass, it's a gateway. Have you ever looked in a mirror at night? Think twice before you do that again. If you enjoyed this chilling African tale, Click the like button, subscribe for more real African mysteries, and share this story with your friend before the night falls. What would you have done if you were Ifeanyi? Tell me in the comments. I'm waiting to hear from you. See you in the next story. If the mirror didn't call you first. Bye bye.